sounds, and you're going to go ahead and tell us what we're making.
And we're going to make crawfish grits. And this is actually a knockoff of Emeril Lagasse's recipe. And we've been doing this for quite a while for our Cajun brunch, which we're in the midst of trying to put together right now. But Carson has asked me to do this, and we're going to do it, and we're going to try to go through the steps. It's an easy recipe. It's very tasty, and it's the kind of thing that your friends will never forget once they've had it.
All right, we're going to start with the ingredients that you need to get out. So we're going to start with, well, we're doing a lot more people, so it's going to be a little different ratio. We're going to be doing 3 pounds of whole peeled crawfish, which we have right here.
Now, the peeled crawfish, the best place to get them is at Walmart.
And then we're going to be using our salt. We are going to have kosher salt right there. And then we're going to be using cayenne pepper, or
we're going to use Slap Your Mama.
It's a special seasoning. It's Cajun seasoning because it's a Cajun dish. And then we're going to be using olive oil, onion. We're going to be using 2 chopped onions for this recipe, but because it's a different ratio and all that. The next thing we're going to be using is we're going to be using chopped up garlic, or you can just buy already chopped up garlic. It doesn't have to be fresh. And then
fresh is better.
Yeah.
But
and then you're going to be using your vegetable broth or seafood. This is
actually, we're going to be using seafood broth.
very similar. And then we're going to be using, we got our half and half, because this is part of the recipe, 3 cups of half and half. And then, well, it's actually 9 because of the ratio. And then we're going to be using our grits right here. We are using Quaker 5-minute quick grits. And then we're going to be using freshly ground Parmesan oregano cheese, which is
our crawfish, and this is our crawfish. It's actually 3 pounds of crawfish. And we're going to use 1.5 teaspoons of Slap Your Mama seasoning as a substitute for the cayenne. It's got a little bit better kick. And this is 1 teaspoon, and then I've got 1/2 teaspoon. I like these measurers because it keeps you from screwing stuff up. If you get a little bit more, it's not going to hurt. And I'm going to get a... And we're going to mix this up and combine it reasonably well. It's not going to be perfect. Soften our vegetables, which will be our onions. And we've already got our pot hot and ready to go. And I have this on a medium. And we're going to soften it just enough to get the vegetables soft. About 2 minutes. 1, 2, 3, plus 3 teaspoons. Okay, ready to rock and roll. And you can see our vegetables are softening. And you don't have to caramelize them, but just get your vegetables soft. About 2 minutes. And we're going to now add our crawfish, our seasoned crawfish. Hope this pan is big enough. Might have to switch it out. And we're going to combine that. Leave that in for a couple of minutes. And combine all of this good stuff here. Alrighty. Turn that down just a little. Stop it. Okay, we left that on for about 2 minutes. Now we're going to start adding our seafood stock. I don't need this. Let's get the other one. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Don't burn yourself. And a half and half. I think we're going to have enough. I think we'll be okay.
Now we're using the vegetables.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. Now we're going to bring this to a boil before we add our grits. 3 tablespoons of salt. Teaspoons of salt, I'm sorry. It's in here. Make sure you get the one that's in the container, not the one in the bag. Just enough. And this is the cheese. We're going to use 1.5 cups. This is a 1/2 cup measurer. It's done. So we changed pots. So now we're putting in our grits. And I like to add my grits slowly. Okay. And we have it on a medium. And we're going to stir the grits until they get cooked. And these are quick grits, so it won't take long. 5-minute grits. And we'll just keep stirring it until we get some resistance, where it gets like oatmeal. For those of us who aren't familiar with grits. We're getting lumpy. The little lumps you see is actually the crawfish, but it's stiffening. See how I got more resistance now? It's more like a porridge.
Yeah, can you get you said there's pickled okra, and what else?
We thank you guys for watching this video. Stay tuned for the next episode.